So the purpose of this video is to show you how to get up and running and what to expect with the Theta-Love IQube. Here we have the speakers, the subwoofer, we've got the player, SanDisk player, got our power cord and power converter. And we're just going to start with the power converter. Here's a 3-prong male that we're going to plug our female power plug into. Just going to plug this in and plug this into power. I've got a power strip. So I plug this in. You can see a blue light comes on. That means that there's good power to the converter box. And on the right side is your barrel plug. This plug is what's going to go and power the amplifier of the Theta-Love. Just turn this to the side so you can see. Right here on the right is where you plug that barrel connector into. Just make sure that's in there and nice and snug. And you might hear a little click. That means that your amplifier on the Theta-Love has come on. You see that blue light around the master control knob. That means you've got power. There's a power switch. You can just test that on and off. And next we're just going to go ahead and plug our banana plugs into the jacks here on the rear. Those are the jacks. Now on the back of the Theta-Love you see the plugs. One of them has a white marker. So that white marker is going to go into the single set of jacks there, right there. So I'll just plug each of these in. Just make sure they're snug. There's a little bit of variation in the jacks and plugs. So occasionally they might feel a little bit loose, but so long as they're in there and you've got a connection, there's no problem at all. It's good to go. So I'll just plug the other side into the next set. Just matching colors again. And those are in there. The bottom set of jacks is for if you had an external coil, if you purchase one. Okay. Now I'm just going to plug my player into some power. The left side here is a travel charger. So I'll just plug this plug into the power source. You see a red indicator light, means I've got power going to the player. And the player turned on. So that means my player is going. I'm going to start this player from the beginning. On the left side is where I do my volume control, and you can see there's a little plus and a little minus. If you hold down the plus or the minus, you're going to change the volume. So as I hold that down, you can see the volume drop. And then if I hold down the plus, the volume will go back up. And I want to leave this at about 90%. 90% is the ideal spot. Here's the power button, if you ever need to use that. So I'll go ahead and put this on the clip. If I depress this top spring, you can see how easy it is just to drop that up on the player holder. So I'll set that in. And now on the right side, I can see that I have a splitter and an RCA cable. See this pair of red and white? These are going to go into the left side of the amplifier, the red and the white spot here. So I'll go ahead and just connect these and match the colors. And make sure those are nice and snug in there. Those look good. So I've got all my connections made for the Theta-Love. Here's you can see that there's a red LED lights at the top. That means that the audio is actually playing through the coils of the Theta-Love now. You can see the 6 LEDs. And then at the base of each of these towers now, there's also a red light down there. Turn some lights out so you can take a better look here. Okay, yeah, you see the red flicker down towards the ventilation holes on each of the towers. You should have a light on the bottom of each tower of the Theta-Love, and also the 6 LED lights on the top. Here you can see a little bit better if you look down at the angle. If you turn out all your lights, it's pretty easy to see. That's just something you want to check to make sure that your Theta-Love is running properly. But you can run it without the external audio. This Theta-Love is working now, and so you can run it in silence without the speaker. You just want to look for your lights. Next, when we do set up the speaker, what we're going to do is we're just going to set this gray audio cable into the subwoofer to that 2 speaker spot, just right in there. So I'm going to plug that in. And then next I'll just plug my power into the subwoofer down the bottom right here. I'll just put that plug into some power. See the plug there. You might hear a little sound as that, I get this plugged in, as that speaker set gets plugged in. And if you look at that little round wheel over here, now you're going to see a blue light. See that blue light? That's the volume control wheel. If you have that plugged in and you don't see a blue light, there's an on and off switch here on the side. You can just see, if you turn that into the on position and you're plugged in, you get that blue light. So you always want to adjust your audio sound on that speaker control. This is the green audio connector. I want to plug this into the last side of the player in that open part of the splitter. Let me just turn this so you can see it now. This is the last connection. I'll plug into that female spot. Plug this green speaker plug into there. If I can do this with one hand. Okay, I just want to make sure that's fit that in there. Make sure that that's nice and snug. There we go. Okay. So that connection's good. All my other connections are, just double check those are all in snug. Very good. Okay. Now if I turn my volume wheel, you can hear that sound coming from the speakers. You always want to adjust your sound from that audio volume control wheel, the big hockey puck wheel. Leave the player and the audio amplifier like this. You want to leave the audio amp about 3 o'clock here, the master volume on the Theta-Love. You want to leave those set. And then once again, I was to double check my player volume. Just on the left I see plus and minus, that's at 90%. You want to leave these set the same at all times so your audio feed into the Theta-Love is the same. That middle knob is going to go to the right, the left one all the way to the left, and then the silver button is going to pop out. Those are where you leave those settings. And now you see your lights, you're good to go. So that's it, you are all set up. Welcome to the Theta-Love family. I hope this video has been informative and helped you know where to put your settings. Feel free to contact us if you need any help or assistance.